Are the Chiefs destined for a three-peat, and is the NFL fixed? In this video, we're going to talk about yesterday's game, and I'm going to show you proof. I'm going to show you some facts, including some player statements that show that, in fact, they very well could be set for a three-peat, and the fix is in for the Chiefs. They're going to win the Super Bowl this year. So everything is laid out here in this video for you factually. Okay, this is very, very important. Now, if you love truth to sports, the only person speaking the truth to sports and winning fantasy football advice, hit the subscribe bell, turn on the bell, and I'm actually in about a week or so, week and a half, end of the month, I'm interviewing Brian Toohey again. He's the author of The Fixes, and he's going to be on the show. So lots of great information here if you guys want to get down to the roots and if you want to get down to the truth, because nobody else, the mainstream consensus aren't going to come out and say, the consensus, the sheep system, the mainstream analysts, the white collar guys, they're not going to come out and say to you, hey, yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, no. They're not going to say that. Why do I say that? Listen, I'm a logical guy. I want to talk logics. I want to talk practical things. I'm not about like sugarcoating stuff. So if you like the truth, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, and smash it, tap it, slap it. If you're a regular, let me know you're here. Comment below. Let me know below as well. Is it fixed? Let me know based on what I present here. Is it fixed? I want to get your feedback below. So let's dive into it, okay? Yesterday, the Chiefs won. They beat Houston 14-23. Prior to this game, I actually did a video stating that the Chiefs are set for a three-peat. It's already set. The storyline is set because I've been watching it all year. If you've been watching the Chiefs games, and actually, you know what's funny? If I was talking about this like 3 years ago, everybody like, Joe, you're crazy. This is nut house talk, whatever. I was talking about this back when Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl, and I called that Super Bowl because they gave him that Super Bowl. And I remember that specific Super Bowl, he was throwing beach balls. And Cam Newton was a superpower team that year, the Panthers were. And, Denver they had a good defense, but the offense, you got to go back and watch that game. He wasn't that good. I'm like, he's winning the Super Bowl. They gave him one. They gave Ray Lewis one. So anyway, that's a whole other story. But I was watching them the entire season, and everything was leading up to the Chiefs basically, winning the Super Bowl this year. And going into this game, I did a post. If you're not following on my Insta at Fantasy Football Counselor, go follow on Insta, all my social channels. I did a video saying that before this game starts, the Texans have no chance. So I sat down with a microscope and I was watching the game. And sure enough, it reaffirmed my suspicions, I should say. Okay, so let's dive into it. So they basically won 23-14. They win by 9. Now, so let's talk about the first thing. At the end of the game, if you watched it, they went back for a safety. There was 15 seconds left on the clock, and the Chiefs could have punted it away, but instead, they now got a safety, and they gave the Texans 2 points, right? So it was originally 23-12, then it was 14-23. So now they win by 9 instead of 11. They were up 11 and they win by 9. So that's the first thing. That's really sketchy. Go back to my Insta. I posted a video on that. So, because a lot of people had them blowing out the Texans. Okay. So they were up, right? They're up by 11. And by taking that safety, it brought them down and they only won by 9. Does that make sense? So again, if they took the over, a lot of people had the over because they thought the Chiefs would completely blow them out. And that's where Vegas made the call in the last 15 seconds. Oh, wow. Okay, so they did a safety, took 6 seconds off the clock. Big deal. Anyway, that was one thing. First of all, that's really sketchy. That's really weird. Now, some people say, well, if they punted the ball, it got blocked, they would have scored a touchdown, the Texans. It would have been a 1-point game. Then it would have been an onside kick. It doesn't matter. Listen, fact of the matter is they could have just punted the thing away, said they take a safety, and they mess up the board. And that spread, like Vegas knew, like, it was within, like, how did they know that it's within 9 points, like 9 points, give or take? And then Vegas probably made the call. And then sure enough, they win by 11. Okay. Win by 9. Sorry. They were up by 11 and they win by 9. So most people favored the blowout. So that's the first thing. Second thing, which is big. And then I'm going to get to the player interviews. I'm going to play some interviews here from Joe Mixon and, CJ Stroud as well. I'm not going to play that interview, but he also said something about the refs. He hinted at the refs being a little bit weird, and then a defensive end guy. But also, the two things that really got me with this game were the roughing the passer plays. There was one in the early, I think it was first or second quarter. it was not roughing the passer. I also posted that on IG, got like, I don't know, 250,000 views. I don't know where we're at, hundreds of thousands of views. And it was like, dude, it was not roughing the passer, and Mahomes is flopping a lot. I don't know if you noticed, but Mahomes is flopping a lot. So there was that. Then there was a second roughing the passer call. And this could really just sway the game one way or another. And it really sways it into the advantage of the Chiefs. Okay. And then there was that, which is really weird, but that Fairburn guy, the kicker for the Texans, he misses a field goal, which was okay. You miss a field goal. I know it was windy. It went super far right. Then you miss a point after, which was really weird. Then at the end of the game, I think it was another field goal. He kicked it really low and it got blocked. Okay. So there was like 3 things that just shouldn't have happened with the kicker. The first one I get, missing the point after, weird. And that really just kind of ruined the momentum, and just their point scoring was really weird. So maybe Fairburn or whatever his name is in on it. I don't know. That's kind of reaching a little bit, I think. But I want to show you these quick things with the interviews with the players real quick. I want to pull it up here. So this is Joe Mixon. I want you guys to listen to this. Now, I was listening to the audio for this. It might come out in one ear, so don't get distracted. The audio might be messed up on this, but it's going to sound pretty good. But listen to what Joe Mixon said. This is very, very important. Listen to this, okay?
Everybody know how it is playing up here. You can never leave it into the refs' hands. But I mean, the whole world see, man, like what it is, bro. But it is what it is. Like I said, when it come down to it, you can't never leave it into the refs' hands, man, and things like that. But it's all good, though.
The whole world sees. The whole world sees. So I think at this point, they can't come out and say, these guys are under contract. They can't talk smack. They can't say, conspiracy, that. The whole world sees that. People are now waking up to the fact that the fix is in, okay? I want to play another video here for you. I just got to cue it up here. Give me a second here. Now, this is Will Anderson, defensive end, as you can see here. And wait till you hear what he says here as well. So let's give this a listen.
He's kept this organization, this team, all year, man. He has blessed us and favored us tremendously, man. And I just got to give all glory to him. And we knew it was going to be us against the refs going into this game. And, I talked to you guys early this week. And I was just saying, we got to go out there and we got to do it.
We knew it would be us against the refs. I mean, I've never heard a player say this. Like, I've kind of heard little things before. The refs had a bad call, but the way that they're talking, we knew going into this, it would be us against the refs. We had to step up, right? The world knew this, right? And then CJ Stroud did another video. Dude, I don't know how much more obvious it could be right now that everything, the Taylor Swift narrative, the three-peat narrative, the way that the play calling, I just don't see another team beating the Chiefs. Now, the cool thing is we're going to get to see, makes it interesting. We're going to see how this plays out as we get towards the Super Bowl, because when they play another game, whether they play the Bills, whoever's going to win, I'm watching the games right now. Actually, I've got the games going on right now. Another thing, we got the Rams and the Eagles. They're tied up in the third at the time it's recording. I'm recording this while the game's going. And then we got the Ravens and the Bills. Whoever they play, Bills or Ravens, it's going to be interesting to watch that game to see how it plays out, because, man, it's like if we're watching, the whole world's watching, and what are we going to do about it? I mean, it's up to you guys. If you don't want to watch anymore, it's up to you guys. It's just being aware of this is huge. And then also, if you are getting into bets, like, for example, the Rams, they could win this game at the time of this recording, because maybe it's the wildfire narrative, or maybe the Eagles, getting back to the Super Bowl. Like, there's so many different spins. And I think in some sort of way, like, anything could be a good story, but I do believe the script is already out no matter what. But one script is for sure. It's the Chiefs in this three-peat. I've been talking about this entire season. There's so many clues, so many, I don't believe in coincidences. There's just too many signs to say the fix is in. So anyway, I'm going to have an expert on, the author of Brian Toohey, the author of The Fix In, who studied this intensely. He'll be on at the end of the month. If you guys are into this type of content, subscribe, thumbs up, smash, tap it, slap it, and drop it, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Is the fix in? Are the Chiefs really, really messing here with this whole situation, try to get themselves up to the top, or is the NFL doing this? I want to get your feedback on this, but again, we'll be covering this in depth here on the #1 fantasy football podcast at the end of the month with Brian Toohey. So let me know below. I want to go over this again with the score, with that safety, with the roughing the passers, with the Taylor Swift narrative, with the way the players are talking. There's just so many indicators that the fix is in. It's just, at this point, it's super obvious. Okay, let me know what you guys think. Love to get your feedback. Smash it, tap it, slap it. More content coming your way. I'll keep it rolling. The truth to sports is here. Let me know what you guys think. It's been a crazy season. I'm out.